Hello, this is day 5 of my wee project. If you've just caught this video, subscribe to my channel and follow me on YouTube. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and all, TikTok and all that as well. So day 5 of Creating the Impossible. Right, I've decided on my project now, and it's to sell 5,000 tickets to shows, to solo shows from September, maybe sooner. Maybe the Edinburgh Festival will count as well. But 5,000 tickets, right? That's exciting. And so what I talk about is what it says in day 5 of the book. Right? Read the book, Michael Neal, Creating the Impossible. So the quote, I always was a wee quote at the start. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And I like that idea. It's that once you're 100% committed to something, and for me that's happened before. And there's other times where it's not happened. Like for example, this summer I was wanting to do a walk between Land's End and John O'Groats and do gigs on the way, but I was never 100% committed to it because I always did too many doubts going on. Like I was always thinking, what's the COVID situation going to be like? Are gigs going to be allowed? Are they going to get cancelled? Am I going to have enough money to do it? Because it's going to be 3 months. Will I be able to save up enough doing my Just Eat job? So there's all these things, so it's kind of up in the air a bit. So it never really happened because of that. But I know that once I've 100% committed to something, that it gets done. Because there's a few things that I've done it with. That there was let me see. Right, there was a yacht race. I went on a yacht trip years ago, between Poland and Germany. Right, I won it, but I decided I was going. Right, one of these kind of times when I decided that I was 100% going to win this thing. And here's what happened. I worked in a factory then called OKI. Right, they make printers, Cumbernauld. They're gone now. And they were, and this year, can't remember what year it was, they were sponsoring a yacht race around the world. Right, so they had this competition to kind of promote their yacht race. So the competition was, a wee bit on my phone. The competition was that everybody in the workplace had a chance to raise money for charity, and something like for every £7 you raised, you got an entry into this competition to win a 3-day trip between Poland and Germany in this yacht. And at that point I decided I was going to win it, right? I just decided. I don't do this very often. I decided, and I decided to run a gig. So I was quite new at comedy at that time. So I decided to get some of the best comedians on the circuit at the time to do this charity gig in a local social club in Cumbernauld. And I sold something like over 100 tickets for this. I done a raffle, I had like an auction and all that, and I must have raised about £1,000, £1,500. So I basically got loads of raffle tickets, loads of them, probably about 200 raffle tickets or something. And other people were doing things like a sponsored silence, sponsored walk, and they were maybe making like 50 quid, 100 quid and all that, but I'd made like over 1,000, so I was like more or less had about 95% of the tickets for this thing. So I won the trip. I got the trip and I went to Poland and travelled for 3 days on the Baltic Sea in a yacht with this crew. It was good, a good experience. But during the trip, right, I remember I got seasick and I'm not good with water. And so for 3 days I was on it. So for 2.5 days I was sick as a dog. And the way I was kind of working as part, it was just a wee kind of, I think it was 8 of us on it. So you had to work as part of the crew. So it was like 3 days, 3 hours sleeping, 3 hours working. That was happened for 3 days. So I was knackered. And I remember at one point sitting on board, sitting on the deck, kind of white as a sheet. I hadn't eaten for 2 days. And I just felt like shit. I just wanted to be in bed. I was thinking about all my friends back home who are in a nice comfy bed, and I was sitting going, oh, I could just jump in the water and end it all, that'll be it. And then I started laughing. And I thought, ha ha ha, I won this. How crazy is that? So that was one thing I decided I was going to do. Another thing I decided, like the first time I done the Edinburgh Festival, I just decided I was doing it. I think the same as me doing stand-up. I just decided I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, and I made it happen. I done a workshop, done my first few gigs, got experience, and now I do it a lot. The Edinburgh Festival, I decided I was doing that, and I've done it every year. And there was the Edinburgh Marathon. I've done that 4 times, and I just decided. So what happened, I remember the first time I done it, I decided I was doing it. It was on my bucket list. And I remember talking to a guy in the gym in the sauna, and I said, how you doing, mate? I've decided to do a marathon. And you ever do that when you get people you tell you're going to do something, they do this, they go, they do that, they give you that look. And they said, have you ever done anything like that before? I went, no. And I went, have you ever done a 5k? I went, no. And I went, oh, don't be so stupid, you can't do it. And don't listen to these people, man, they drive me mental. Because if you want to do something, all you need to do is work out what you want to do and work backwards, decide how you get there and do it. So I decided I wanted to do a marathon, gave myself a 4 or 5 month training plan, ran the marathon, won it, and I broke the world record. I didn't, but I done well. I was happy with it. I've done 4 since. Another thing I decided I was going to do 100% was 2011. Right, I left my last full-time day job. Right, I know I'm doing this, but Just Eat job, but this is a flexible job. It suits me. Last full-time day job, I took redundancy, and I got like 7 grand. So that was 2011. So I was having fun for a few months. But then in 2011, I decided I was going to do the Melbourne Comedy Festival in 2012. But it was getting to the end of 2011 when I was making arrangements. But my money ran out, and at the time I didn't have a job, and there wasn't that many gigs on the go. But I decided 100% I was going to Melbourne. Right, I had no money for flights, I was falling behind with my mortgage, but I was 100% certain I was going to Melbourne. And there was people telling me, you've got no money, you're skint, you can't even afford a pot noodle, what are you doing? I says, I'm going. So I was trying to work in my brain. I even went for a few jobs, never got a job. I think I eventually got a job. I went for a job in the local factory, the sausage skin factory, and I remember I went for that job. I told my dad, I says, I've got this interview for a job, and he got excited. This is the older generation. He thought, if you're in there, son, that's a job for life. I was like, you don't get it, you don't fucking get it. That's not what I want to do. So I never got that job, but for some reason, I kept going, and I decided to set up a crowdfunder thing. And I remember one day I was in the Hot Bar in Glasgow doing a video to try and promote this crowdfunder thing. And that day I was in the bar at the bar talking to one of my mates. There was another guy there. I was told him what I was doing, and he said, I'm running a company, I'll sponsor you, come and do a gig for one of my networking places, and I'll sponsor you 100 quid. I went, alright, cool, that's a good start. So I went to this networking thing, I done my memory thing for him, done that, he gave us a cheque for 100 quid. On the Monday I went to the bank, and I tried to put it in the bank, and the guy said, it's not been, this is funny, it's not been signed. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I phoned this guy, I went, you've not signed the cheque. He went, come back the following week and do another gig for us, I'll give you 200 quid. I went back the following week, and the guy said, right, we're not paying you 200 quid. What we're going to do, we're going to book your flights for you. And I was like, yes, that's quite cool. And then, and I knew, I was like, that's me going to Melbourne now. But then it took months to get these flights booked, and I was getting a bit panicky, is this guy real? And eventually they did. They booked my flights, and I went into the work to get my flight tickets and all that, and all these workers were kind of they were a bit pissed off. I was like, what's going on? It turned out later on, that month he never paid his workers. He never paid his worker the wage, but I get my flights. So it turns out he was a bit dodgy, but that's not the point. So, what else is there? Aye, so that's the wee story. So I've had experience of that. Once I get to that area, that place where I'm 100% committed to something, I will do it. You know, it's just that you've got that determination. It's a good place to be. So he's got some rules on the thing. So you must be 20%. You must believe that you've got less than a 20% chance of succeeding, and I like that because so I think selling 5,000 tickets is quite, at my level, the amount of followers I've got on social media, it'll be quite a difficult task, but it's a good one to aim for. The second one, you must be sufficiently inspired about what you want to create to be happy to invest time creating it regardless of how things turn out. Yep, I like that because I love gigging. Doing stand-up is one of my favourite things, and all the time I'll be spending is booking venues, speaking to people, promoting it, and this is all things I love, so that's all good. Your impossible project should be about creating a result, not a feeling or quality, okay? It's not about you, it's about creating the thing. I like that, it takes away the personal. And the last thing, which is quite good for me because I'm not very good at focus, is choose one thing, not 12, and I like that because I tend to have a scatterbrain. So when I was first come up, when I was reading this book, trying to do this thing, I come up with loads. I was like, right, I get excited, I'll go, right, I'll do hundreds of gigs, I'll get a Netflix special, I'll get a great relationship, I'll pay off my mortgage, I'll get fit, I'll run a marathon, so I get excited doing all the things, but I've decided, like, just to focus on this one. But he also says in the book that if you focus on one thing, if you're focused on one thing, the other things that you want to do kind of happen as a side effect. So that's good. So the idea is if I sell 5,000 tickets, I can help pay off my mortgage, I can get more focused, it might be good for relationships, and then I might be getting fit to give me more focus to do that, so all these other things can happen. Anyway, so that's day 5. Put some comments on this video, share it with your pals, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Follow my journey, come and see me on Facebook, Instagram, Obi Comedian, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. See you later.